What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. We're going to be talking about this sit down between Francesca and Cenk Uygur. Now, if you guys have been watching my channel, you know exactly who Francesca is. She's just a left-wing lunatic. She's the female version of Destiny and David Pakman. But anyway, so they're going to have a sit down, and she's basically going to rage at Cenk for going at the TPUSA conference, the America Fest, and having a sit down with Charlie Kirk. So there's two parts to this segment. Now, it's a 2-hour long sit down, so I brought you the best part here. So the first clip is her basically explaining how she felt about it, which is absolutely hilarious. She's so damn dramatic. And then we're going to get into the actual meat and potatoes of the debate on why he is, having a conversation with the right. So let's get into this clip here. But before we do, guys, please hit the like button down below. It really helps the channel out. And of course, if you are brand new, consider hitting subscribe. Let's get it going.
Hey, it's not an understatement to say that I've lost sleep over what's been going on. That I've been really upset, angry, and wounded, if that makes sense to you. I have also refrained from tweeting at you, Cenk. I've refrained.
She said wounded.
From doing videos about you without your presence. I've refrained from misrepresenting you. But man, on the inside, it's been rough. So I do want to ask you, I feel like we are on the precipice of a really perilous time of true authoritarianism coming to the United States. And someone like you, who has been such a leader on the progressive left, has such a massive role to play in this moment as a stalwart of resistance, as so many of these centrists are kowtowing to the right. And then I see you on the same stages with, and in the same rooms with, the right-wingers who are mouthpieces of said authoritarianism. And I don't believe that you are actually pushing back instead. And I think there's a project here. You're trying to find points of agreement. So what are you doing, and why are you doing what you're doing?
All right, so let's not get into his answer because it's it's really not relevant. I just want to show you how dramatic this woman is. She says she is wounded. She's wounded that he decided to go and have a conversation with the right-wingers, right? These authoritarians. Hilarious. This woman is absolutely delusional. So let's get into the actual meat and potatoes of this debate because I'm telling you, it gets fiery. She goes off on it.
You believe you are doing, and I want to just explain, by showing, and I want to ask you what you think the goal is of what you are doing. But here was a moment where you were on TPUSA's, on Turning Point USA's conference, and Charlie Kirk, who is a Christian nationalist. He's an avowed Christian nationalist. TPUSA has had wildly racist and white supremacists associated with them, including inviting people like Nick Fuentes to speak. No matter what you think of his thoughts on BlackRock, here is him asking you about left media. And I gotta say, Cenk, this one sucked real hard for me. And you also, I think, have been using these opportunities to talk a lot about the left to the right.
I think the left has some work to do in developing over-the-top media to be able to bypass the main networks.
Yeah, so we have TYT as a giant network, but we have a lot of great progressive and populist shows that are not part of TYT that's in the left-wing ecosystem.
I just want to stop and say, I'm excited to hear which ones you like, given that you just sort of insulted Emma Vigeland just now. I'm curious which ones you actually do still support that aren't your own, but I'm going to keep going, Cenk. Hang on.
So I don't think that that's the issue. I don't think that there isn't enough shows. I think that there's a couple others. One, on the right, you guys do a great job of coalescing. Okay, so you do a couple of things well. You work together well, and you're more welcoming, if I'm being honest.
We're glad Cenk's here, right, everybody?
And a lot of people on the left know this as well. If you agree with MAGA 5%, the answer you get is welcome. right? Come join us, right? On the left, if you disagree 5%, they go, get out of here, you're a right-winger, you're a fascist, right? But if you push enough people out and you guys welcome enough people in, eventually you win the popular vote. That's what I warned them about, and that's what happened, right?
He was
Okay,
right.
so there you are, and you know,
Yeah, love it. Stick with 100% of what I just said there. I'm
I agree.
100% right about that. So let's discuss.
yeah, let's discuss. You had your say there, and you've been saying various degrees of that same thing. And I gotta say, like, I watched this whole, I watched the whole clip, and it started off, and I was like, this is pretty good. This is good. Like, pretty good interview. You know, I like that you're sitting down. It wasn't bad. This moment, like, truly a part of me died when I watched this.
Wow, I can't believe
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
Super. Just like shriveled up and died, floated away into the ocean. Here's what happens. Couple things. He asks you about left-wing media and why there isn't more left-wing media. Which already, as you are there, you know, in the sort of kingdom of turning points, is like, that's such a dig. Like, why are you guys so weak is effectively what he's saying. And instead of pointing out the way that TPUSA has been bankrolled by Republican mega donors out of Chicago and many other places for years now, and talking about how the Daily Wire was funded by the Fracking brothers, the Wilkes brothers. Now they're fishing for new, you know, investors, whatnot, but that there is so much money on the right. He handed this answer to you on a fucking platter, and all you said was, you know what? You guys are really good at being welcoming. People just like you. Cenk, they've got all the money.
I didn't say people just
what
like
are you
me. That's very
talking about?
That's insane.
That's effectively what
insane.
you're good at coalescing. And here's my question to you about so that's just number one on the
Before she gets into that real quick, that's insane. The left has all of the money. The left is known for pandering to the elitists and the corporations. The left owns practically every media outlet. What are you talking about? I don't understand these people. Kamala Harris practically raised $1 billion in a couple of months. What do you mean the left is not well funded and the right is just has a plethora of money? Both sides have a plethora of money. But don't act like and pretend like the left is just poor and broke. That's insanity. That's insanity. Y'all were having the likes of Mark Cuban, Oprah Winfrey. I mean, come on. The left doesn't have any money? Really? No. People are just not donating to the left. Like the regular average American is not donating to the left like we're donating to the right. That's probably the biggest difference. But don't act as if like y'all don't have all of the big corporations and all of the big legacy media on y'all side. This is insanity. She is delusional.
media, because that just stings because I'm in media. But on the 5%, if you disagree with MAGA 5%, they still welcome you. How did that work out for Liz Cheney?
Yeah. So look, is there a part of MAGA that'll push you out? Of course. That's what we know MAGA for.
When do they push you out, Cenk? When do they push you out?
Largely when you disagree with Trump.
Exactly.
So listen,
this is the thing that it's the unspoken thing that you're never saying, that ultimately it's all hunky-dory. Elon can tweet back at you. Vivek can listen to you. But if you defy Donald Trump, the God Emperor, you're kicked out of the castle. And no one's defending Liz Cheney. Screw both their castle and the other castle. But Liz Cheney voted with Donald Trump 98% of the time. And just the 1% when she was like, hey, you know what? You can't do a coup on this country. And Adam Kissinger, and they were gone. So miss me with this 5% BS, yo.
That's cap.
So, all right, Franny, a whole bunch of things here. So, number one, you're right. That's definitely how Turning Point started. Daily Wire certainly started that way. I don't know what their current funding is, but they seem to have a lot more funding than any of us do. So you're right, and I have said that in the past, and I probably should have put that in there in that particular appearance, and I will mention that, and that'll really grate on their nerves. But I've got no problems telling their audience, and I tell them all the time, no, you guys have way more money, and they're always shocked by that. And I'm like, because they're swimming in money and don't realize how much we're starving out here on the left, right?
Sure.
Wow. So, and I talked on Tim Pool's show about that. etc. Now, when it comes to the 5%, 95%, yeah, I hear you. So it's when you disagree with Trump, especially in the past, especially in the first term, etc., you're a goner, right? But they are pushing back even on Trump now. So, again, on things that we don't agree with, but on COVID, for example, they thought that Trump did too much COVID protections, etc. And there was and this is really encouraging. When I talk about Team Miriam, Marco Rubio, Elise Stefanik, Mike Huckabee, and Mike Walz. So those are the four that put in by the neocons put in by Miriam Adelson. In the old days, what I would have gotten, Franny, is no way, they're the greatest. They're not neocons. You're a liar. Trump picked them. Trump's the best. Now what I'm getting from the right-wing hosts, which is amazing, and let alone the base, they're all saying, yeah, I hear you. We got concerns about them. We got concerns. Okay. So that's the thing I never heard before. So that is a change. Now, in terms of the concept that I'm referring to, the 5%, 95%, but Franny, we're in the middle of that right now. This is the perfect example. So I started the largest progressive network. I've given dozens of progressives opportunities they didn't have before. I started Just Democrats, et cetera, et cetera. The minute I disagree like 5% on trans issues or crime, everybody's like right wing, fascist, right wing. Almost every show is saying that. Almost every show. So you telling me that you don't push people out? You're pushing out the movement overall. At least the online left movement seems to be trying to push out the one network that has helped progressives more than any other network, and it's not in dispute. But my God, we have 5% disagreement. So tear it down. This is destructive, extreme left that I honestly, that portion. That kind of destructive attitude is poison. It's not just poison to us, it's poison to our chances of winning because we keep pushing people out. We keep pushing people out, and then all of a sudden we lost all the swing states and we lost the popular vote. I'm trying to get our side to wake up, snap out of our hypnosis of we hate, and we hate the right wing, and they're all white supremacists, and they're all racist, and they're all sexist, and we hate, and we never go in the room with them. We hate. What the hell happened to us? And no one's allowed to disagree. We're now authoritarian. No.
Wait, Cenk, can I just clarify?
I will never allow the left to be authoritarian, and this idea of just hating the other side is poison.
You know what's so funny about you calling the left authoritarian is that you think the left has power. Like, I love that you think
total nonsense.
We are on the precipice of real authoritarianism and real fascism. And you believe that the online left are the authoritarians? I mean, I don't know how to tell you. You sound like Bill Maher and Nancy Pelosi had a kid, and it came out, Cenk Uygur. And let me just ask you though.
Hold on a second. She's saying the left doesn't have any power. What is she talking about? What does she not remember who was getting censored online? Every institution is practically left wing. I mean, universities, the medical institutions. I mean, YouTube, they were censoring conservatives. Twitter, that was the reason that Elon Musk bought Twitter, was because the left was censoring people, but they don't have any power? Come on. Y'all shut down the country because of COVID. Y'all don't have any power? What is she talking about? This woman is absolutely delusional. She does not live in reality at all. At all. This does not make any sense to me. This is crazy.
So what shows on the left do you like that aren't on the TYT network?
Yeah, so I said, look, there's a lot of good popular shows on the left that I like, and it's because there are. So Breaking Point's a good show. Kyle Kalinski's Secular Talk is a good show. He was against me going on MAGA. I haven't seen his video, but Kyle's been against us a couple of times. But I largely didn't hold a grudge on that.
But wait, let me just stop you. First of all, you had a great conversation with Crystal Ball. I think she made some really good points to you on. I think it was on Breaking Points. Kyle has, I think, been very disturbed, especially by your appearance with Charlie Kirk. But what you just said there, they've been against us. I really want to just dig into this idea that, because you're a fighter, man. That's cool. That's great. But like, you really do have a very I almost want to call it Bush-like Cheney, like, you're with us or against us attitude.
100% wrong.
Like you just literally, I love that you're proving my point, but
No,
when
I'm not.
I
You're
say
proving
this,
my
'cause
point.
you
Okay,
truly
so let me explain.
you sound like people are either against you, but if they
No.
criticize you, they are not. And yet here you are, Cenk, telling the entire right wing that all you want to do is break bread with them, that you want to debate with them, but afterward you want to go have a beer.
Yes, I do.
You want to have a beer with people who want to put people in mass deportation camps. They want to deport.
You think we're going to get put in camps? You sound all right. Anyway,
insane.
You think I sound crazy? They're starting with Chinese people. That's my fucking family, dog. Like, what are you talking about?
That's such an excuse. Okay, they're going to start.
Wait, I thought they were starting with black people. I thought they were starting with black people. I don't understand. I thought they were starting with Africans. I thought they were starting with Mexicans. I thought they were starting with Muslims. She said Chinese people. They're going to put them into camps. They're already in camps. They're called migrant centers, right? In sanctuary cities. They're already in camps. I don't understand. What's the difference with the left-wing camp? Migrant center is what they call it. But a deportation detention center. What's the difference? These people are crazy.
What is an excuse?
They're going to start with my people. Okay?
Sure,
if they
sure.
So stop hiding behind vulnerable communities.
I'm hiding behind vulnerable communities.
Yes, you are. You're using
I'm
them as
standing
human shields.
in front of vulnerable communities.
No,
James,
you're
what
not.
are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm in front of vulnerable communities.
Uh-huh.
I'm the most endangered, Franny.
By tweeting at Elon Musk? Please
whatever.
don't help me. Come on, James. This is
total
so
BS.
sad. That's so sad.
Let's take it.
Let's take it down. Let's simmer down. No. Simmer down. I'm asking. Let me just ask you real honest to God.
You already sent 12 things that I need to respond to. Can I respond to them?
No, I want to ask you this one question.
No, of course not.
Let's talk about you going on these shows. Just simmer down. Let me ask you one question.
Simmer down.
Imagine if Kamala Harris had won. Okay, she wins. She wins the popular vote. She wins obviously the Electoral College. Incredible, first female president, blah, 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 all this stuff. And Tucker Carlson started making all these rounds on really progressive leftist shows, went on Kyle's show, went on my show. I'm like, who the hell? Started reaching out and wanting to talk and wanting to come to agreement on things. What would that look like to you?
Yeah, it would look like Tucker was trying to reach out. Tucker's a bad example because I would be surprised if he did that. But okay, yeah, no problem.
What would it look like to you?
I wouldn't. And do I think that Tucker would be selling out? No,
just watch the point she's trying to make. Just wait on it.
There's no chance.
No. Well, I'm not. It's not about selling out. What would that like? What would it just seem like? Hey, man, we can agree. Yeah, you know what? I did say that Kamala Harris was a DEI hire and she's basically a communist, but now I just feel like I've antagonized you and I'm here to break bread and let's talk and let's get stuff done. What would that look like to you?
It would look surprising, but I wouldn't care. I'd find it interesting. Why? What does it look like to you?
I mean, to me, if Tucker Carlson did that, I'd be like, oh, we fucking won.
Boom.
We won like crazy.
Boom. There it is. It's the optics that she doesn't like. When Cenk went on these right-wing shows, it looked like, well, we lost. That's what it is. She's basically saying, you went out there and bent the knee, and she does not like that. That's what it is. She's scared because if she's worried that they're gonna look like a bunch of losers, and that's what it is. She just said it.
We won so resoundingly. He's doing an apology tour because 3 ghosts visited him in the middle of the night, and he's completely changed his tune because he wants to throw down with the winners. We are crushing it. And I saw in that moment, you want me to play it for you? When Charlie Kirk goes, "We're glad Cenk's here, everybody." And that was the feeling that I think a lot of right-wingers have when they look at you, Cenk, where they're like, damn, yo, we crushed so hard. Even this guy is turning now.
Yeah, except I'm not turning. I've said it 2,000 times.
I'm just saying what it would look like. I'm just saying what it would look like.
Keep saying it like it's true when it isn't remotely true. But okay, let me address it. So, okay, number one, you're empirically wrong because guess what's happening? Matt Gaetz has reached out to us, Tucker Carlson, to come on our shows. And so it's your exact analogy, okay? Patrick Bet-David, et cetera, and they won. They're still trying to come on the Young Turks. Why? Because they're trying to have a conversation, not because they want to do an apology tour. They think they are ascendant, but nevertheless, they want to talk to the left.
But you had to make it's because they think that
your version of the left says, no way, we never talk to the other side. But we're not authoritarian.
Jake, that's not true.
We're not authoritarian. You're not allowed to disagree 1%, but we're not authoritarian. We have no power, so we're not authoritarian. So that's not how it works, Franny. And the establishment Democrats are also authoritarian. So what do they say? You must agree with Kamala Harris, otherwise that's it. You're a heretic and you'll be driven out from the party. You know that. The establishment Democrats have done that to us for the last 20 years. Don't tell me that there's no power on the left. There's tons of power on the left. And when the swarm comes, the left-wing swarm, oh, you'd like to be called a woman. You're racist, fascist, transphobe. What? I'm not authoritarian. No, that is an authoritarian mindset. Just you don't have to have power to have an authoritarian mindset. And there's different versions of power. There's the shunning power. There's social media power. There's mainstream media power. There's political power. There's all sorts of different power. So look, guys, the left. First of all,
there's also just money and actual power.
It gets back to the we. So you ask me politically, who do I represent? I represent the great majority of left-wing voters. The great majority of left-wing voters are not pro-establishment. They get tricked by mainstream media into voting in that direction. It drives me absolutely nuts. But when you ask them about policies, they agree with us completely on policies, right? And the great majority of left-wing voters are not far left. They think a woman should be called a woman. And I'm not saying that in some dismissive way. I'm in favor of trans rights. If you want to be called a birthing person, we love it. We got no problem with it. You be called a birthing person. But when you say no, we call everyone a birthing person. America hates it. Left-wing voters hate it. When you pretend there's no crime, left-wing voters hate it. So I'm standing up for the overwhelming majority of Democratic voters and left-wing voters.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
Authoritarian sides of the left saying you're not allowed to disagree with the establishment. You're not allowed to disagree with the extreme left. No, I am allowed. I am allowed. And, hang on.
Wait, please.
Yeah, so let's stop it right there. Let's stop. This video is getting longer than it needs to be. But that's the whole crux of the video that I wanted to share with you guys. But I agree with Cenk. And Cenk is right, man. And I hate to say it because this guy is, he's right and wrong most of the time. But this time around, he's right. He's trying to be practical about this because what he's trying to do, he understands that there are certain issues that the right and the left agree on. And there's, of course, certain issues that we completely disagree on. Like he believes in gun control or whatever, right? He doesn't believe in the Second Amendment, essentially. So what he's saying is, let's put those issues that we disagree with to the side and focus on the issues that we agree on. And let's move this country forward. It's really simple, right? And this is actually what's going to help this country get closer. There's certain issues that we're just not going to agree on, right? I'm pro Second Amendment. These people are against the Second Amendment. So let's put that to the side. It's going to take a long time for us to come to a common understanding on, issues like that. But when it comes down to inflation, the economy, the border, foreign policy, immigration, there is some common ground there. And that's what Cenk is trying to find. And it's so funny that she brought him on here to prove that the left doesn't have any money. The left is not divisive, but she's literally proving his point by saying, hey, you went on these shows, these right-wing shows, and we don't like that. Why are you doing that? Why are you trying to have a beer with the right-wingers? She can't stand it. This just proves that the so-called left, the party of inclusion and diversity and whatever, they're not really inclusive whatsoever. Like he just proved to us by being on her show is that, hey, when I went on these shows, y'all didn't like it. Y'all are basically calling me MAGA. Y'all are calling me right-winger, right? This is insane. But also what she doesn't like is that if, once again, Kamala Harris won, she's basically saying that if people like Tucker Carlson were to come on her show or go on these left-wing shows, that the left would basically point and laugh at them. Like, haha, you lost, you should apologize, get on your knees type of situation. But what she's realized and basically saying, hey, no, we're not going to let you in, right? You're an outsider. It's going to take a lot for you to come into the left, essentially, right? And she's proven that because she's saying that if, you know, the right is just letting you do this, well, why are they letting you do that? Well, because we are more accepting. The 5% rule is technically true. If you agree with MAGA 5%, hey, you can come in. Let's have some conversations. Let's have a beer. And that proves his point. She cannot stand it. She can't stand it. This proves that the right is more inclusive in understanding and, you know, diverse, right? This proves that the right is not a monolith. We all have our own, you know, different interpretations of, you know, policy and what we want for the country and what we believe in. And we all still can come under one umbrella of making America great again. America first. That is the mission, right? And they don't understand that. They're the cultists, right? Because if you disagree with them 1%, you are out. You have to be 100% in with the left's agenda and agree with them for them to include you, right? Crazy. Let me know what you guys think about this back and forth with Cenk and Francesca. Let's talk about it in the comment section. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. And hit the like button. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.